Hey guys, welcome to Falcon City Limits. I'm Ashley Sumlin, and I'm here with
Chloe Reeves.
Yeah. And this is, Falcon City Limits 2022 through 2023. I'm the new host, given to me by the Chloe Reeves.
And I'm the old host. And I started this.
Yes. Okay, so talk to me about that. Why did you start Falcon City Limits?
Well, I went to go into the sports media field as my profession, and when I was touring colleges last year, one of the things they kind of told me was to build your resume, and an idea that was thrown out at me by one of the assistant directors of a program was to create something like this, create a platform that I could talk about my high school sports. And, the first question he asked is, what are the biggest sports? And I was like, well, football and girls basketball. And he was like, well, just start there. And that's kind of where I started. I did have a little bit of other things mixed in there, but it was mainly girls basketball and football. And I just got to cover them. I got to interview people in those programs, athletes, coaches, and then I got to interview Dr. Rockwood as well. So it was just really for me to build my resume going into college this year.
Wow. Perfect. Well, thank you for trusting me with it. So, when creating Falcon City Limits, what were you most excited for? Like, not your favorite interview, but, like, what were you most excited for Falcon City Limits to become? Like, what was your end goal with it? Yeah.
I just wanted people kind of to hear about what was going on in Lake Dallas sports in a different way. You would hear the players that would sometimes talk about, well, we're going to do this game, or we're going to do this game. Mm-hmm. Or you would kind of hear, oh, there's a new coach, or all of that, but you got to hear it from that person, and I wanted people to be able to kind of get a little more in-depth or background view of Lake Dallas sports, and I really wanted it to become something that people love to watch, that people looked forward to. They looked forward to seeing the next person that I was going to interview and seeing what they were going to say, whether they knew about sports, whether they didn't know about sports. I wanted it to be something that everyone in Lake Dallas could just watch and find entertainment in, really.
Yeah. Well, you definitely succeeded, because I looked forward to Falcon City Limits every week, and I reposted it on my story every week. I was like, guys, go watch it. It was great. I watched every interview. I loved it. And I will be going back and stealing some of those questions. What was your favorite interview that you did? I'm intrigued.
Oh, that's such a hard question. I think probably the senior basketball moms was my favorite one, just because, I grew up with those girls. I got to watch them play from 7th grade until senior year, and so hearing what their moms had to say about that was really cool to me, because, I was friends with those girls. I had heard all their stories and all those things from all those years of basketball, but hearing what their moms had said in the way that their answers were very parallel to their daughters, but also so different, and also just from a different perspective of not the athlete, but from the parent and someone that's always watching it and not actually in the game.
Wow, that's really cool. Okay, what is your favorite sport to watch? And, what were you most excited for, when it came to the interviews and stuff like that? What was, the one sport you were so excited to, watch and then get to interview players? Yeah.
Personally, my favorite sport has always been football, and so
big football fan, guys. She's a big fan.
That was really fun for me, but I think girls basketball was this year, that season, just it being my senior year, it being those girls' senior year, the pressure that was kind of they put on themselves, and that expectation of going to state and making it far in the playoffs, being able to interview them and talk to them about that and hear what they said and what Coach Davis said. So girls basketball was probably my favorite last season, to interview those girls.
What is your favorite Lake Dallas memory? Could be sports related, could not be sports related.
Oh my goodness, that's hard. I grew up here, so I have so many. I think probably for me it has been basketball season. Just being in the atmosphere of playoffs. I just love sports, and I love that atmosphere of everybody just cheering for something similar. Not everybody loves basketball, not everybody loves sports, but everyone was cheering for that, and it was just such a different atmosphere, and seeing everybody love the same thing and want the same outcome, to me that was really cool. But I think that started when we were in 6th grade and our football team went to the state semis. And so that's probably my favorite memory because I feel like that started why I love playoff sports so much.
Love girls basketball. Well, I mean, we love all the sports. But what is your favorite sport to play or participate in? Because you've done a few.
I did cheer for a really, really long time, and then I played golf.
Yes.
I think cheer just has to be my favorite. It's just like
just the go-to.
It's my thing. I've done it for so long. It's just, at one point, it becomes a part of who you are, and it definitely did. So that was just probably my favorite, and will always be my favorite in some way, shape, or form.
Yeah, can in fact relate. Okay, now there's a bunch of like conspiracy and arguments about is cheer a sport. So I want to hear from a fellow cheerleader and sports enthusiast, is cheer a sport?
I mean, my opinion is very biased. I was a cheerleader for my whole life, but I do think it is. It definitely is. It's hard.
It is hard.
I got a good workout. That should count for something.
I'm about to work out tonight, that's for sure. Do you have any advice for these upcoming like LD students going into sports, just going into school in general? Like, what would be like your go-to advice to tell anyone going into, the Falcon clan?
Probably just be committed to whatever you do. I mean, if you're going to be in hard classes, be committed to being in hard classes. If you're an athlete and you're going to be sports, be committed to that sport and love what you do, and don't try to put too much on your plate where you can't be committed to what you're doing.
So what all did you do as an LD student? Like, obviously you're in cheer, you were in golf. What other things were you a part of? Obviously Falcon City Limits, but...
I did golf my freshman and sophomore year. I did cheer my junior and senior year. I started Falcon City Limits my senior year. My junior and senior year, I was a part of Ready, Set, Teach. Trying to think out what else. I was in NHS my senior year. That's all I can think of off the top of my head.
So she's very active. We love a stable part of our community, and that is Miss Chloe Reeves. So with all of that on your plate, how did you stay motivated to do everything, to be a cheerleader, to do Falcon City Limits, to be in NHS? Like, what kept you going?
I think your motivation comes from yourself, and you have to love what you do. Like, I loved doing Falcon City Limits. It was the best part of my week was getting to interview these people. It did cause me a little bit of stress making up questions. That's a little stressful, but I loved being able to sit down and talk about sports because that's my favorite thing to do, and just be uninterrupted for so long. And since I loved it so much, it was just something that every week I was like, I gotta do this. I have to do this interview. I need to email this person to get this interview. And it was never like a hassle. It was just something that I loved to do, and that's how I stayed motivated to keep that going, for sure.
I love that. You just graduated, going into freshman year of college. First of all, where are you going to college?
I am going to Oklahoma State.
Yes. OSU. We love. What are you majoring in?
I'm majoring in sports media.
Okay, perfect. I love that. Are you excited? What are you most excited for going into college?
This sounds bad. Like, I'm most excited for sports. Like, I went to orientation and I got my sports pass, so now I can go to any sporting event. So I'm just excited for that. I mean, I think high school sports and college sports are different, and I think the atmosphere is different. And I've been lucky enough that my parents have had season tickets up there for football for so long, so I love that atmosphere. And I'm so excited for that and being able to experience that as a student, not as like a little kid anymore.
Yes. Well, I'm excited for you. So now that we know you're excited, what are you most nervous for?
I mean, probably not having the community that I had here. Like, I mean, like I said, I grew up here. My mom teaches in the Lake Dallas School District. I've been a student here since kindergarten. And I know everybody. I mean, that's the perks of being in a small town. But I'm excited that I do get to meet new people, but that's definitely nerve-wracking, not having those same people around you all the time.
Obviously, I'm new to Falcon City Limits. First interview. Couldn't be more happy that it's you. Do you have any advice for me? Like, what would you suggest I do with this?
Be consistent. Be consistent. Try to get an interview every week. Try to cover a lot of different things. Don't just be one-sided. I mean, I definitely could have gone into different sports. I just did really two. Be persistent when you ask people. Like, if they don't respond to you, send them another email. Don't be annoying, but be persistent. And just make sure it's kind of lighthearted. Don't be too serious. No, nobody wants to watch super serious. There's times to be serious and ask more serious questions, but make it fun.
Yeah.
And have fun doing it.
You did Falcon City Limits. You know all about it. I mean, you created it. First of all, who do you think I should interview next?
Oh, that's a hard question. I mean, I started with Coach Young for football. He was the new coach, though, at that point.
True.
I mean, there are some new coaches in the football staff. If I know correctly, I'm pretty sure there's some new ones, some new faces. You have some players that are getting some offers. I do think you start with football.
Football.
I mean,
we love football.
Obviously football. There's a new volleyball coach.
Yes.
Volleyball starting up as well.
Volleyball.
So I think you got some options. I don't know what the best one is.
I do have plenty of options. Let me know. DMs are open. Are you ready for some rapid fire?
No.
I'm excited. Okay. I didn't come up with these, by the way. Okay. Toilet paper roll, over or under?
Over.
I'll be. What 3 powers would make you the world's most dangerous supervillain?
That's hard. Being invisible. Mind reading. And teleporting.
Oh, hear that, Marvel? Got your next villain over here. She's ready. Okay. High School Musical or Twilight?
High School Musical.
Thank you. Can you do a British accent?
Absolutely not.
You want to try?
No, I can do a Southern accent, but that's because I kind of have one. But British,
Let's hear the Southern accent.
Well, what do you want me to say?
I want you to say, "Hey y'all, I'm Chloe Reeves, and I'm creator of Falcon City Limits."
Hey y'all, I'm Chloe Reeves, and I'm the creator of Falcon City Limits.
Go Pokes!
Go Pokes!
Okay, last one. What's the worst purchase you've ever made?
I feel like I buy things pretty good. Like, I don't think I really make bad purchases, but
She's good with her money.
I don't know.
I can't relate.
Probably my car karaoke microphone that I just haven't used. That might be my worst purchase.
Give it to me. I will use it. If you catch some random girls singing down the highway, that's me. Oh, I have another one. What's your most embarrassing moment at a football game?
Oh.
Like, have you ever done anything, like, embarrassing at a football game?
Not a football game, a basketball game.
Oh.
I got up from my seat. There was not very many people there. It was the start of the basketball game. And the bleachers, they're kind of squeaky. And I fell, and I caught myself on the handle, and it, was really also very squeaky. And everybody just looked at me. It was very nice.
That's lovely.
I was just walking down the stairs. I was trying to go to the restroom. That's all I was trying to do. And I just fell and, grabbed myself, and everyone was like,
I love that. Okay, aside from football, what is your favorite sport to watch or, to be a part of? I know you love hockey.
I do love hockey. Oh, my gosh.
I always catch her at a Stars game.
Hockey is one of my favorite sports to watch when you're there. Watching on TV is not near as fun because the energy is just not the same. I still watch it. Don't get me wrong. I love me some Stars. But definitely, I love hockey, and I love basketball.
Basketball. We love girls basketball.
Yes. I love college basketball. I look forward to March Madness every year. It's one of my favorite things.
Yes.
So definitely college basketball. I'm not a huge NBA fan, big college basketball fan, and I love me some hockey.
What is your favorite college basketball team?
I mean, it has to be OSU. That's where I'm going. Last year, I was rooting for Duke all year long, though, because, their coach, who's, historically this huge name, was about to retire, so it was their last season. It was just, this perfect, Cinderella story, and I just love those in sports, so I was rooting for Duke last year, but, OSU.
I mean, OSU. All the way.
I have to pick it. It's my
Awesome.
school.
Chloe, thank you so much for being on the show. Thank you for giving it to me. I hope I do you proud. I hope so.
I think you definitely will. Thank you for having me.
Of course. Thank you all so much for watching. I hope you enjoyed. Catch us next time. Go Falcons.